is my 30-minute wind down. It's a combination of yoga, breath work, stretching, movement in general, something really good to do when you want to wind down and get ready for bed. And it's also just really good to do when you're starting to like stress out and panic, as I'm sure some of us are. So you don't even need a yoga mat, so I'm doing it literally on my floor with some props from home. No yoga props, no nothing, but if you have them, feel free to use them. So first, grab a towel, regular bath towel, using my stained up junky one. All right, grab your towel, I'm gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna fold it in half, like that. So I literally picked up the bottom corners, folded it in half, and now I'm gonna roll it. Try to roll it nice and tight, so you have a cylinder here. We're gonna use this a little bit. So set that aside. Next, grab a belt. Again, if you have yoga props at home, use them. Instead of the towel, you could also use a foam roller, a bolster, but this is just makeshift. So towel, a belt, or a yoga strap. This is just a belt I have in my closet. Ideally, you want it to be able to reach your arms back behind you without having to bend. A little bend is totally fine, but you don't want to be using a belt that's like this, because that's not going to happen. You can use a dog leash, you can use a rope, whatever you got laying around, grab that, set it aside. Next, just grab a pillow. I recommend a bed pillow. We're going to use this along with our towel bolster. And if you need this for underneath your knees, if you have sensitive knees or anything like that, again, use a mat if you have one, if you want to. I'm making this as basic as possible. All right, set that aside. Let's get started. Let's start in a comfortable seat on the floor, cross-legged, butterfly, whatever's comfortable for you. If sitting like this is not comfortable for you, try grabbing your pillow and sitting on top of it, scooching your sit bones to the front, sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. If you don't know what your sit bones are, your butt bones. If you touch your butt and you feel those bones protruding from the bottom of your butt when you're sitting, those, we call them sit bones in the wellness, fitness, body, dance world. Ideally, we want to be sitting up nice and tall. If you think of our pelvis as a bowl, it can tip forward and it can tip back. Hence why we can do all these really cool things with our hips. So when we're sitting, I want us to think of sitting up nice and tall. So I'm going to face sideways to give you a look here. You can move your butt out of the way so you can really feel those sit bones rooted into the floor. I don't want to be tilting my pelvis, arching my low back like this, but I also don't want to be tilting backwards like that. Sometimes when we're really tight, we tend to do this because we just don't have that range. So that's why sitting on something, you can even grab a book, an encyclopedia, a coffee table book, whatever you have to kind of give you some lift in the pelvis that you're not stressing the low back. If that feels good for you, awesome, try it. But we don't want to be arched forward, tipping forward. We don't want to be arched back, pulling back, tipping back. We want to think up, straight, as if there's a string that was pulling us up from the center of our head all the way up. Nice and lifted. My shoulder blades are working. They are sliding down my back. My collarbone is spreading open, and I'm thinking of my shoulders being stacked over my hips and my ears stacked over my shoulders. So that might mean I have to tuck my chin back just a touch, so not like this, not like this. Feels a little weird at first. I'm not gonna lie, you feel like you're not straight at all, but just try it. You are. Okay, so that's how we're gonna start. Finding a nice, comfortable seat. Hands can be on your knees, wherever whatever is comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes. Just like I explained earlier with the sitting, pay attention to your sit bones. Are they rooted into the ground? Think of letting go of those inner thighs, the groin muscles, allowing them to relax and your legs fall open as far as they can go. Think of the front of your pubic bone lifted up so the belly is toned. It's not sucked in, it's not tensed, it's just toned because it's supporting your low back. Visualize your vertebrae, one stacked on top of the other. Think of your rib cage as a lampshade around your vertebrae. Fill that space between your ribs and your vertebrae with breath. Feeling the shoulder blades easily gliding down your back. There's no strain here, you're just creating space between your ears and your shoulders. The collarbones are spread wide. Slight lift in the chest as if there was a piece of string attached to your sternum, your breastbone, and someone is giving it a slight tug so you feel lifted but not arched. Check back in with that low back. How is our pelvis sitting right now? Maybe think of rocking the pelvis back just a hair. Feeling more centered, more grounded, more weightless. Shoulders feel heavy but weightless at the same time. Gravity is pulling them down effortlessly. Collarbone is still spread, so it's opening that chest and not collapsing forward like our everyday on our phones, on our computers. Our ears drift back over our shoulders. Continuing to breathe through all the new space you created. Your eyes are shut. Your forehead is relaxed. On your next inhale, we are going to inhale slowly and evenly for 4 counts. Breathing into our diaphragm, into our belly. Imagining that we're filling up the back ribs as well as the chest. A lot of us tend to breathe just in our chest. I am extremely guilty of that. So finding that space in the back ribs, opening that up, giving that some breath. We'll inhale for 4 and then exhale for 4 as well, trying to keep a nice steady breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Do a few more on your own. Counting your breaths, how even can we make it? Checking in on our posture. How are we sitting? How is our pelvis right now? Again, think of breathing into the back ribs, not just the chest. When you inhale, can you keep your shoulder blades from rising up to your ears? Can we keep them down? Allowing us to really breathe into the back ribs. And on your last exhale, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Continuing to breathe through the nose, breathe into any tension, any tight spots in that neck. You can keep your eyes closed through all of this as you listen to my instruction, or you can open them and see my cat randomly walk by. And inhale, bring your head back to center. Exhale, left ear over to the left shoulder. Again, breathing into the side of the neck, breathing into any tension you're feeling. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. Not abnormal. And inhale, bring the head back to center. Drop the chin down into the chest. Gently roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. And exhaling, dropping the chin down through the chest, left ear over to the left shoulder. A few more times, nice and slow, as if you're underwater. No sharp movements here. Breathing into any new areas. Rolling over to the left. Rolling over to the right. Continue that roll with the head to the back, but don't crunch the back vertebrae. Keep that circle going. As you're making a circle going to the right again, you're going to imagine rolling your head over one of those big yoga Pilates balls so that your head is not snapping back. It's just gently gliding over the ball. And hitting center, reverse those circles over to the left. Nice and smooth, continuous. It's okay to move the rest of your body a little bit with this as well. And last one. Chin comes down through center. Inhale, rolling the neck up so the head is sitting right on top of the spine. Look to the left. Look to the right. Tilt to the left. Tilt to the right. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, bring them back, slide them down your back. Again, inhale, bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and down again, forward, up, back, down. A couple more. We're still breathing. And reverse those shoulders. Going back, it's a little bit weird. Couple more. Good, and find stillness. Inhale, arch the chest through the arms. Again, as if there's a piece of string attached to your sternum, your breastbone, and someone's pulling it forward. You're creating a nice C shape with the back here. Also notice my head isn't arched all the way back. We don't want that. That doesn't feel good. Again, imagine there's a Pilates yoga ball, whatever you call those things, back behind you, so you're resting on that. Pulling forward, exhale, arching back as if someone just threw one of the balls at you and you're catching it. Now my spine does not curve very well, so I'm actually really trying here. So imagine you're being curved out. Don't use my back as a reference. Dropping my chin into the chest. Inhale, and I'm pulling my chest forward. Exhale, collapsing forward as if a ball was thrown at me. Inhale, reaching the chest forward. Everything is nice and smooth. How smooth can we make this movement? And bringing the chest forward, to the left, to the back, to the right, to the front, to the left, to the back, to the right, to the front, to the right, to the back, to the left, front, back. Make a few circles on your own, either way. Keep going, just opening up the ribs, moving that spine around, letting the shoulders move independently. Switch sides, bring in the head, feeling a little more side to side with the body. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Palms touch. Look up. If that hurts your shoulders in any way, you can keep your arms spaced. Chin is gently lifted. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down. And one more. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Go ahead and give yourself a hug. Breathe here. Open the arms. Exhale, other arm on top. Give yourself a hug. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs if your legs are crossed. Take your hands, clasp them together. Let's roll out our wrists. How smooth and slow can we make this? Open up the fingers, stretch the arms forward. Reach them up. Breathe. Shoulders are still reaching down, shoulder blades still gliding down the back. How are we on our sit bones? Other legs in front, it might feel a little funky. Pay attention to those sit bones. Are they rooted into the ground? How's your pelvis? Is it tipping forward, back, center? Rib cage like a lampshade around your spine. Arms come down. Clasp your hands again. Roll them out. Opposite pinky on top. Good. And grab your forearms. Give them a squeeze. Just squeezing our muscles here. Up and down the forearm. Take the right arm out to the side, lift it up and over your head. Give yourself a pat on the back if you're able to do that. Reach the left hand over to the right elbow, framing your head, giving that tricep a nice stretch. So we're stretching this arm here. This is the working arm. That's just pulling that guy over as much as possible. Breathing in. You can even bend over to the left. Give yourself a little side body stretch. Inhale up. Arms come down. Left arm up. High five yourself on the back. Right arm grabs that left elbow, pulling it up to the sky, giving that tricep a nice stretch. Continuing to breathe. And go ahead and lean over to the right to give that left side a bigger stretch. Our head is pressing into that arm too, so we don't want the arm pressing into our head, not the head pressing into the arm. Exhale, arms come down. Go ahead and grab your belt. Again, we want the belt to be able to bring our arms up and back, but with just enough tension that we're feeling a little teeny bit of a stretch. We don't want to overdo it. So I'm taking my belt, and we're gonna inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the arms back only as far as you can. You can keep a little bend in the arms if you want, but we're working towards straight. Nice and smooth, up and over, go at your own pace. Everyone's shoulders are different. Be gentle with yourself. Shoulders are not fun to mess with. Go ahead and find center, arms up over your head. We're gonna keep this here, reaching over to the right side, to the right floor, so we can stretch out the left side of our body here. I want you to focus on keeping that left sit bone rooted into the ground. So my left sit bone is not rising up as I'm reaching over, it's reaching into the ground, so I can really feel that stretch in the side. You can walk your hand out further if you need. Again, shoulder blades are gliding down the back. Try not to grip in your inner thighs. Inhale, come up. That was a little tough, sorry. And other side, reaching all the way over to the left. I'm not letting my neck collapse. I'm trying to keep it on my spine. Inhaling through that right side body. I'm rooting that right sit bone down into the ground here. I'm not lifting up, I'm rooting down. I'm walking my hand out if I need more of a stretch, or I'm just staying here if I need. And inhale, use your fingertips if you need help coming up. To center, take one more flossing of the shoulders. Feel how much smoother that is. Go ahead and put that off over to the side. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Now this is going to be a tricky position for each and every one of us. Not everyone is going to be as out as this. Some of you might be here. Some of you might hate this position. If you have knee issues and you just can't bend your knees, that's fine. Really sit however you need to sit so that your knee isn't compromised. That might even mean you need straight legs. Totally okay. But if you can, let's aim for soles of our feet together, grabbing our ankles. Again, if you're here, you're gonna feel a little bit more of this type of thing, and we're gonna work on that. You're not alone. You can grab a pillow and put that under your hips like we did like I suggested in the beginning. That could also help. Every pose might be a little bit different for you. Sometimes you might need some props and extra help, and sometimes you might totally be fine. So soles of the feet together, we're reaching for our ankles. We're sitting up nice and tall on our sit bones. Give yourself a little wiggle to make sure you're centered. How's our pelvis? Are we tipping forward? Are we tipping back? Let's find that center. Vertebrae nice and tall. Ribs like a lampshade. Shoulder blades down the back. Collarbones spread wide. Ears stacked over the shoulders. Inhaling. Exhaling. And exhale. And lean the body forward at an angle. I'm keeping my spine straight. I'm not rounding yet. I'm just breathing into my inner groin muscles. These are very tight on most of us. So notice my back. I'm keeping it really straight. Only go as low as you can go. And when you're ready, go ahead and relax the spine. Curve it over the body. See how much deeper you can get into those inner groin, inner thigh muscles. Are we still breathing? Think of breathing into those tight areas. So if they're really getting to you, literally think of sending breath to them. Relax the knees down. And on your next inhale, gently walk yourself back up to a nice, tall spine. Let's extend that right leg out in front of us. Toes are flexed, meaning they're pointed up to the ceiling. So there's a little bit of tone in my quad and my calf. I'm bringing my left foot into the inner side of my leg. I'm still sitting up nice and tall on my sit bones here. This may be incredibly uncomfortable for some of you. It's okay, we won't be here for long. Keeping the spine nice and long, walk your hands down the leg as far as you can go. I don't have the best hamstring flexibility, so I actually really hate this. But maybe that's why I need to do it more. Continuing to breathe. I'm telling you as much as I'm telling myself. See if you can't move your hands further down the leg. I'm still keeping tone in my quad and my calf. My toes are pointing up to the ceiling. My spine is long. And on your next exhale, allow the body to fold over that leg, relaxing the leg. And walk the hands and the body up to a nice tall seated position. Go ahead and switch feet. The left leg comes out in front. Right leg comes in. Foot on the inside of that left leg. Toes are flexed up to the ceiling. Sitting up nice and tall on our sit bones, straight spine, walking the hands as far as you can go over that left leg. Notice the difference. Most of us have one side that's more flexible than the other. Breathe. Walk your hands a teeny bit further. Still keeping that leg active. Exhale, gently lower the body over the leg, relaxing the leg. Still breathing into any of those areas full of tension. Inhale, walking the body back up to a nice tall spine. Bring both legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Go ahead and make your way to all fours. You can use your pillow under your knees if you're just on your hardwood floor, if that feels good. Find a nice tabletop position. The tops of your feet can be flat on the floor. You don't need to tuck your toes, that's fine. Pay attention, are your knees stacked over your hips? And then our hands, our wrists are stacked under our elbows are stacked under our shoulders. So pay attention to that. We don't want to be like this. We don't want to be like this. Fingers are spread wide, so nice high five on the floor. Inhale. Arch your spine as if a mountain is growing up underneath you, pushing you. Again, I do not have a good curve in my back, so it looks like I'm doing nothing. But curve your spine. And exhale, drop the belly through, lifting the arch. Again, you want that same idea and concept where someone's pulling your sternum forward. Close your eyes and do a few more on your own. How smooth can you make this? These are your cat and cows from yoga. Opening up through the spine. Take a couple more movements. Feel free to do whatever you want. You can lead with your tailbone and make little snake S's with the spine. If you're doing that, try reversing it. It's pretty weird. Move your head and your hips in circles. And a couple more cat-cows on your own. Finding stillness. Checking in with our lower belly. Is our abdomen pulled up to support that low back, or are we falling into an arch? We don't want that. We want a nice flat back. I'm gonna do little baby circles to the right to warm up the wrists. Baby circles to the left. Find stillness. Extend that right leg back behind you. So I'm on the ball of my foot. You can't really see here, but there you go. I'm on the ball of my foot like this, pressing it back. Stretching through the calf, rocking forward and back. Lowering that right knee, reaching the left foot back. Again, ball of the foot, rocking forward and back. Lower that knee down into the pillow. Open the knees out to the side. Big toes are touching, but knees are at a diagonal. I'm going to drop down to a child's pose. Our arms are out in front of us. Our forehead is on the ground. Breathing. Using the floor, press into our palms, pressing the hips back down to our feet. We want our butt down to our feet. Breathing. Inhale, relax the arms. Breathe into those hips. Breathe into any area that feels exceptionally tight or uncomfortable right now. Inhale, rising to all fours again. Tucking our toes, pressing into our palms. We're reaching our hips up and back to downward facing dog. I'm keeping a bend in my knees. It's totally okay. We don't need to rush for straight legs here. My lower belly is pulled in to support my low back, and I'm pressing the floor away. So what's happening is my shoulder blades are still gliding down my back towards my hips. My ears are away from my shoulders. I'm creating space between. Go ahead and pedal out the feet here. Nice and slow. Pressing the floor away with our index finger and our thumb. Fingers spread wide. Breathing. And find stillness here. Bend the knees nice and deep. And then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Find stillness. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And lower the knees back down to the pillow. Come back to a seated position. Go ahead and let's do some massage on our right arm. Just grab the deltoid, grab the bicep, feeling up and down the arm, going into your trap. All I'm doing is doing little squeezes. Just bring it all the way down the arm to the hands and the fingers. Pull the pinky, the ring finger, the middle finger, the pointer, the thumb, up the forearm, twist the forearm. Not like you're giving yourself an Indian burn, but think of the muscle moving around the bone. Same with the upper arm, twist, twist, twist. Tap the deltoid. Keep your hands slightly cupped and cup the upper traps into the neck. Using the heel of your hand, go ahead and give yourself a little beat in the pec area, right around your collarbone. Cupping the hand along the upper trap and the neck. Deltoid all the way down the arm. Switch. Start by kneading the upper arm. It's really hard to get the one arm to relax while you're doing it, but try. Go down the arm. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze into the hand. Pull the pinky, the ring, the middle, the pointer, the thumb. Twist, twist, twist. Again, don't think of Indian burn. Think grabbing your forearm and rotating that forearm. So you're moving the muscle around the bone. Same with the bicep. Notice, is one arm tighter than the other? Probably. Cupping my hand, and I'm giving nice little percussion beats to my upper traps, my neck. Breathing still, I'm taking the heel of my hand and beating just the front of my pecs and my chest along the edge of the collarbone. Cupping my hand again, going out my neck. Bicep. Your legs can be however they want to be right now. Shake the arms out, shake the shoulders out. Sit still for a moment and go ahead and sit Indian style again if that feels comfortable for you. Soles of the feet together is also fine, however you want to sit. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're gonna grab our pillow, lay it long ways. We're gonna grab our towel and also lay it long ways. We're going to put the base of our sacrum up against the pillow and the towel, and we're going to lay back on it. The idea is that this is going to be behind our shoulder blades, right along our spine. So if you need to fix that a little bit, lay on back. Adjust it underneath your pelvis. If this is hurting your low back, scoot down a little bit more, or make sure the spine is all on it. It's really, everybody's body responds to this position differently. I like to keep my knees bent because it helps me protect my low back, but sometimes I also like it like that, so play with what you like. So If you need an additional pillow, if you're tall or something, you need an additional pillow, have that so you can rest your head. You don't want your head collapsed back. My knees are knocking inward. So my toes are slightly pigeon-toed, my knees are falling in. My arms are down by my side, palms up to the ceiling. I'm gently rocking my knees right and left. I'm breathing. As I'm rocking my knees gently from right to left, I'm feeling my shoulder blades glide down my back and my pec muscles opening up. I'm relaxing my jaw, my eyebrows, my forehead. I'm letting my tongue touch the roof of my mouth. I'm breathing through my nose. Find stillness with the legs. If this is comfortable for you, stay here. If you would like to extend your legs out long, you can do that as well. Allow the legs to just open up. You don't want to hold any tension in them. Go back to that 4-count inhalation, 4-count exhalation. Feel the belly rise. Stay here as long as you need. Focusing on your breath allows you to feel centered and grounded. I like to do this a lot when I'm feeling stressed or if I can't focus. I like to just connect with my breath a little bit. So stay here for as long as you need. Or slowly make your way up to a seated position and open your eyes and get acclimated to your space again. Go drink some tea or hydrate. Bye!